Hi, my name is Jared Rosario, and let's watch this video together.
ICE agents flagged them down to help assist with an active warrant arrest. Well, what happened yesterday has many questioning their rights, and it also broke up a family indefinitely. Blood-curdling screams as kids cry out for their father. Tears and confusion take over.
It was so overwhelming. It was just so crazy.
After Christine de la Cruz says her husband, Jose de la Cruz Espinosa, were met by ICE agents and Milwaukee police when they returned home.
So scary. It was just horrible. There were 6 ICE agents around our car. Just kept knocking at our window. The next thing I knew, another Milwaukee police officer walked up, put his arm into my car, unlocked my door. My doors flew open, and my girls were screaming. I just started to cry.
Knowing her family was about to be torn apart.
It was just so fast, and my husband was just in handcuffs and gone.
She says her husband is undocumented, but has been working to change his status.
We've been talking to an immigration lawyer, trying to start the process of getting papers. It's just money. We don't have money.
So this was a recent ICE raid that was caught on camera. Thank you. Okay. Today we are going to examine immigration policy to better understand its impact on family separation. As for why I'm talking about this, I'm Hispanic, and if I was not deemed a U.S. citizen by birth, I would be going through this situation. Along with that, I also know a few friends who are going through this situation, and other people you may know may be going through it too. Today, I will discuss the history of immigration policy and family separation, the arguments regarding the two subjects, and its implications. To start, let's talk about the history and background regarding immigration policy and family separation. Next slide. In order to understand immigration policy, it is vital to understand the definition of immigration and what ICE is. Immigration, according to usimmigration.org, is the act of leaving one's country and moving to another country of which they are not natives nor citizens to reside there. As for why someone would immigrate, it's mostly to escape poverty, oppression, or to start a new life for themselves, and maybe if they have children as well. Now, since you know what immigration is, ICE stands for Immigration Custom Enforcement, and its main goal is to protect America from cross-border crime and illegal immigration that threaten national security and public safety by securing our nation's borders and safeguarding the integrity of our immigration system. That's all through their main website, www.icegov.org. As for family separation, this is the most controversial part. It is simply when a family is separated from each other, and in this case, it's immigrant families. Okay. In order to understand, excuse me. Now, since you understand what immigration and ICE are, oh, sorry, I already said that. Okay. Families are being separated due to Trump administration involvement with immigration policy through the Department of Homeland Security, in which, according to a Vox article by Daryl Lynn, states that, as a matter of policy, the U.S. government is separating families who seek asylum in the U.S. by crossing the border illegally. Where the same article states that dozens of parents are being split from their children each day. The children are labeled unaccompanied minors and are sent to government custody or foster care. The parents are labeled criminals and are sent to jail. The two parts that make this controversial, of course, is family separation, and that the policy essentially can make any immigrant a criminal just when they step on U.S. grounds. Now that I talked about history and background of immigration policy and family separation, let's discuss the arguments regarding the two subjects. The Trump administration repeatedly makes two claims to justify its crackdown on immigrants and their families. Immigrants take jobs away from Native Americans, and immigrants cause an increase in crime. That's all according to San Francisco Chronicle article by Bruce White. Can you go to the next slide? This type of jurisdiction, along with the general subject of family separation, reminds me of a similar event in history being the Holocaust. Now, before you start thinking that I'm going way too far with this, just think of the similarities. Jewish people were used as a scapegoat after World War I. The use of Jewish people as scapegoats only increased the hatred towards them for simply being different. And when World War II started, Hitler used that hatred to the point where nobody looked at them as people. Jews were sent to concentration camps without the badge of honor, where they were separated from their families and given a number instead of a name. As for this generation, of course, it's not that extreme. However, immigrants are being used as a scapegoat for violence in America and loss of jobs. Immigrant families are being separated, and when a child is left with no family, they are regarded as unaccompanied alien children. So, again, they also have no name. The argument against family separation is mostly just an issue of morals. Simply put, there are many people who are against family separation, due to the gut feeling of it just being too much for immigration reform. According to a Quinnipiac University poll conducted in 2018, 2/3 of Americans oppose the Trump administration policy separating immigrant children from families when they cross the border illegally. Now that I've discussed the arguments, let's discuss the implications regarding this subject. The San Francisco Chronicle article, as previously stated, states the benefits of immigration policy. Immigrants are taking jobs away from native-born Americans, and immigrants cause an increase in crime. In essence, immigration policy can decrease the crime rate along with increasing jobs for non-immigrant immigrants. As for the drawbacks, there are many drawbacks regarding immigration policy and family separation, mostly being moral and economic issues. In terms of economics, immigrants add a lot to boost the economy. According to CBS News, the percent of labor force for foreign-born citizens is 2.3% higher than a natural-born citizen. Along with that, an analysis from the Small Business Administration found that 10.5% of U.S. immigrants own a business, compared to 9.3% of a native-born American. Knowing this, immigration policy can hurt the economy more than help it. As for family separation, again, it's just perceived as too much for immigration reform. Control of a border to separation and control of a family's life seems like too much involvement for immigration reform. Today, we examine the history of immigration policy to better understand its impact towards family separation. Along with that, we examined the history of immigration policy and family separation, the arguments regarding the two, and its implications. Immigration reform is important, and there should be a proper structure of how to become a U.S. citizen, along with border control. However, adding family separation to the mix just makes matters worse. Thank you.